though. It says I'm live. It says I'm live. Yeah, that must be live. It says I'm live. Can you see me now? Can you see me? Yeah, you can now. I don't know. I don't know what's going on now. It's no sound. We're getting sound on my end, so I'll check the mic. Hold on. But no one heard anything I said. That's incredible. There should be sound. I'm on. Okay, can you hear me? Can people hear me? They can hear me. And so you're not going to believe this, but I've been live for like 15 minutes. 15 minutes answering all the questions in the chat, and now I'm going to have to start again. Cool, I'll go all the way back to the start. I can't believe that. So for future live feeds, if it's not live at 7:30 on the button, I'm really, really funny. It's saying it's not receiving enough. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, views buffering. Not good. Let me try the settings and then I will quickly get back. Hold on. So we're having problems. Let me quickly check the stream. The output's fine. There should be no problem. That's fine also. Is everyone experienced buffering? Just trying to sort it. Hey, choppy. Okay, that's a bit of a nightmare, isn't it? I don't know why that is doing that. So, says the stream is excellent, but struggling to receive data. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, your picture is choppy, voice is okay. So I'll try. We'll see if it smooths out. Everything is saying it's okay my end, so I don't know what the problem is. Let's start anyway. So start again. I have no plugs, so that's first things first. No plugs. So my apologies if it is buffering. Maybe just turn the volume up and look away. Maybe that's going to be the best way to deal with this right now. So people are saying they've just discovered me. Can't wait to see you live. Well, other than the buffering, which is going to be a bit of a nightmare. But we'll see. We'll see if we can get through it and see how it goes. If not, I'll just have to reschedule it. There's no other way of doing it really. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. So let's get through the questions anyway. So Hawaiian live. Hi. When you hear a voice call your name, is this normal? If so, what should I do next? It's normal. Most people have had this experience as they've gone through or started a journey of spirituality. This is very, very normal. What you do next is entirely up to you. Entirely up to you. If it's something that you want to go on to develop or look into, then there's going to be millions and millions of ways that you can go into that, whether it be centers, churches, home circles, whatever it is. But the choice will always be, So it's entirely up to you. I do run classes, and there's different prices for the classes. Some are just touching upon mediumship, others are much more in depth. So it's entirely up to you how far you want to go with it, and whether I'm the right person for you or not. But it's entirely up to you. The choice will always be yours. It's not like you're handpicked. So if you want to develop, develop. If you don't, then don't. Ask it. Just like if they're calling your name, just acknowledge it and see where it goes from there. I think that would be the best way to go. We'll see. We'll just see over time. Give it a little bit of time, and if it keeps happening, then we'll see. We'll see where it is from there. Okay, so next, my friend Schmieder, what surprised you the most when you started studying mediumship? And I've already answered this question, so it feels like I've rehearsed this one now. I'll take one positive and one negative. So positively, can't believe how easy it was once I removed all the rituals. Once the rituals were gone, it was much easier. I realised I was the problem. So I loved the fact. I didn't love the fact because of the money I'd spent, but after that period of time, I was really surprised at how simple it was once I understood my mind a bit better. So I love that about that. The negative aspect about what surprised me the most would be how unspiritual the spiritual community can be. Granted, not everyone, but there is a huge portion of it where there are battles of ego, battles of groups, battles of different segments of the spiritual community, leading to a lot of arguments, backstabbing, that sort of stuff. So one, at how easy it was, really positive, and the other not so great because of the bitchiness in the background. But that's in everything, I suppose. Question from Carol M. I want to ask about seeing energy. I can see it in different ways. Sometimes it sparkles. I think Charlie likened this to Tinkerbell. And sometimes it's waves. Those are usually outside. Is that spirits or just energy of the word or the vowel or the question mark, question mark, question mark? Inside, I see it as a kind of mist, and I do think that at least sometimes spirits or guides, but can it also be general energy? Again, I think you've answered your own question there. It can be either or. It could be the earth energy, it could be nature's energy, it could just be energy, positive or negative, or it could be spiritual energy. So it's one of those. So again, the way I decipher that it would be the way I do my mediumship. I would talk to it. If it answered me, it's intelligent, therefore it's spirit world. If not, it's just energy, whether it be nature, the earth, positive or negative. Couple of people saying hi. Lawrence says clears throat, taps foot impatiently. That's obviously because you wasn't getting my stream and you wasn't hearing my voice, so that's what that is. So no, I don't get that. Ryla, what would a guide ever be a great grandmother that you didn't know in this life? Absolutely. It can be, and that's because of the safety of the mind. So for you to express may be easier if you have someone that you are familiar with, not knowing, but just familiar. You're comfortable with that person talking to you, communicating with you, for you to pass it on. Therefore, the expression will be made because you're comfortable, the mind is comfortable, and away you go. So it makes sense to me that they would use things that you are comfortable with. Other people are comfortable with different kinds of avatars, complete strangers. Some would even use very famous people from the past because of for whatever reason in their mind. But at the end of the day, they are expressing, and that's all the spirit world can ask is for the expression. The stream's not cleared up any, I imagine. Don't know if I can change anything here. They can all. Little bit annoying. I'll have to look at it. Hopefully it clears up in the buff later on. Okay, so where did we get up to? This really special, says Pamela. Thank you very much, Pamela. I'm not reading that one out, my friend Schmieder. So there you go. That should be really clean now. It's gone back to excellent. So hopefully we're all. Question from Stephen R. I am a medium in training and can confidently give messages from spirit whilst working in a circle. However, I feel spirit all the time throughout my day. I stop and I try and start up conversation, but really struggle to get anything. Yet no problem when in circle, despite sometimes the throughout my day can be much, much stronger. It will be a train of thought. It will be the way that your mind is set up. And what I mean by that is that you are used to doing communication in circle. There is no idea of it failing or no problems that you're going to come up against. So because of that, the intention is going to be very clean and almost expectant that you're going to do the communication and do it well. The idea may be in your mind that it's not in circle, and so maybe I'm going to have a problem, blah 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 blah. Therefore, presenting you with a problem. That's the how powerful your mind can be in that moment. So I would change the idea. Don't expect any problems. Have no doubts, and it'll all run smoothly. But as long as you have the idea that it's not going to work as well in circle, then it won't work as well because you have the idea. You also have to remember that in your circle there may be 4 people, 10 people, 20 people, dependent. So that's 20, 4, 10 or 20 people times the energy, making it a little bit easier to communicate because of the energy that is surrounded within the room. That can play a role also. So the likelihood for me though would be the idea. What is the idea going on in your head? And if there's any kind of doubt, that is what is manifesting. But thank you for your question, Stephen R. Where is this gentleman from? I'm from Harlow in Essex, the UK, a small town about 12 to 15 miles outside of London. So, yeah. So hopefully that answers you, Pamela. What kind of question? Anything. This you can ask me anything. And you know, it's on Mediumship. I'm a mediumship demonstrator and tutor. But you know, they're live Q&As. Whatever. I don't mind about what questions you ask, Pamela. Hi Jane. I haven't seen you for a while, so nice to see you on the feed. The Q&A, whatever we're calling this. Welcome back. Sometimes Jane says, sometimes I get a spirit and I can't seem to communicate. I ask them questions, but it's like they are just standing there. Where am I going wrong? There may be no reference base in your mind for you to start the expression, so you can't relate. So it feels like you're in the wilderness. There's a nothingness because there's no relatable aspect. So what I try to do in that scenario, Jane, is I immediately say, I'm not aware of what you're trying to get across. Try it in another way, maybe through feeling, you know, hearing, a different sense from the one that you're usually using. And this may give you a start point. And so once from there, you can build it up. Now, the likelihood is you won't be pinpoint accurate at this point because you don't have the reference base. And if you did, you would have just said it. So what you have to do is build a picture around it. I don't have my little board today. I've got a huge board now. This is like from classroom. So let me try and get this in shot. There you go. And what we're trying to do is build a picture. And the pinpoint accurate part of it would be X marks the spot there. But we can't, our mind doesn't hold that. Our mind has no reference base for it. So what we're looking to do it is build off of it with different sensitivity, different visions, different sounds maybe, but all you have to do is express it. And through the expression of these other items, in effect, you're saying this without actually saying it. So that would be where I would try. I would try next when you come up against that, Jane. Thank you for the question. So hi Phyllis. Now I'm getting to the bits where you can't hear me and all that kind of stuff. Hopefully it's all much better now. Cool. Now everyone's saying you're live, etc. Right, I'm gonna need more questions, I think. Oh no, I don't. They've just reloaded. Oh dear God. Cool. So Denise, hi Denise. Ryla, that's what we get for being so impatient and not saying where the hell is Charlie. No, yeah, I'm more than happy. My mediumship is kind of no nonsense, and I have that reputation for it. So I expect no nonsense back from you lot. So if I'm not on at the time I say I'm on, start banging the door. Start. Where the hell are you? You said 7:30. It's 7:31. So, and that way we'll eliminate any kind of problems like that in the future. Cool. So, you, me, and Spirit, your pitch shows choppy, but voice is okay. Hopefully that is much better now. I won't know until afterwards, but my apologies anyway. The internet has been horrendous the last week, but we'll see. It's like you're in slow motion. Okay, hopefully it's got better. Hi from Dover, Delaware. You just came on. I can hear you okay. So welcome to the channel, Mona. And that's probably a good point. Say if you aren't subscribed already, you should definitely be subscribed with the bell turned on for all notifications for upcoming videos. I know they've been a little bit slow of late, but the classes haven't been. The classes have been full on. So it's just rebalancing the schedule. But videos are due again soon. So thank you for your patience. And if you want to support the channel in any way, there is a PayPal link that runs across the bottom of the screen there. Or you can do Super Chat, which is where you pay YouTube and YouTube give me it. But for full transparency, they take a small that donation that you are putting in. So entirely up to you, and you're not obliged to if you want to help support. So we're just talking about the buffering now. Billy says it's like watching a movie that the dubbing is off. Yeah, that drives me mental. So hopefully it's not driving you as mental. Good evening, Donna. Honora, Mercury is not even in retrograde. So that's an inside joke from a classroom, I would imagine, Honora. So welcome back. Nice to see you on the Q&A. Lawrence, why are so many ginger bearded mediums Ponzi gits? I have no idea, Lawrence. No idea. This message is held for review. So what did you write here? Just taking the piss, you dishy bloke. I can't read the next bit out. I will put it in the chat if you want to go back and read that, but I can't read that out. So Denise, you sound great. Just picture is choppy. Works for me as long as I can hear you. Cool. Thank you for your answer. No problem. That's the whole purpose of these live feeds, and I'll be on as long as the questions are coming in. Unless I get to like 4 or 5 hour mark, then I'll be calling it a day. But we've never hit that. So, Daniel, I'm mainly communicating through automatic writing, sentience, and some I'm trying to develop everything really. I would love to incorporate all of these abilities. Is that possible? It's absolutely possible, Daniel. The restriction will be you and your mind, with what your with your way of thinking. I love automatic writing when it's done really, really well. There is a wonderful person that done it. I don't know anyone that had done it like this, so I'll put it in the chat now. The name of the gentleman is from Brazil. His name is Chico Xavier. I've popped it on the bottom of that chat now, so if any of you are interested in that, and especially you, Daniel, the books are translated from Portuguese, English, but wonderful stories. Quite restrictive in their way of thinking because it comes from the background of spiritism, not spiritualism. But that's a wonderful experience to read. But the limited aspects of mediumship will always be you as the individual. So don't think there will ever be a problem or that you can't do it. Think more like, why not? Why can't I do it? Why wouldn't they help me? Of course, this is achievable, and you'll notice an immediate increase through your medium. Daniel again. Also, you are the first one I've heard not doing any specific rituals. I always found the rituals odd and more. Just do it. So that is comforting. Oh, thank you for doing this. Thank you for saying so. I'm in the same boat as you. That was something that I didn't really understand, so I went against the grain, and obviously that got me in a lot of bother throughout my journey. But it is what it is, and if I can do it without the rituals, that means you can do it without the rituals. So someone's wrong, and it doesn't look like me. Cool. Paris, good evening, Paris. So with seership, are we reading what someone wants to happen rather than what will actually happen? Because if it's within their control, then they aren't. We're just reading their desires. No, seership is the blueprint. See that? Yeah. So that's the timeline. Dependent on your philosophy, I'm a believer of me being the creator of this timeline. So the timeline will have indicators like little red flags throughout where I need to or have to experience within a lifetime. So someone that does seership can then read said flag point. Someone in their auric field, this will fill with desires, wishes and wants, and the psychic will read the wishes and the wants and the desires. So no, it's a simple answer there. My friend Schmieder, thanks for the ritual video, Carol. Carol will be putting a lot of videos into the chat. I haven't watched them since I've edited them, so some of them may look a little bit old now. I don't know. I really don't watch them. I don't like looking at myself or anything like that. So there'll be a lot of videos in there. Some will be newer, some will be older, and dependent on it. So if I've done a video for it, Carol will be the wonderful mod on tonight's Q&A and get the videos up there for you to save later and watch later. There's plenty there now for you to go through. David, hi David. Good to see you. Good to hear from you, mate. And I see that your team won the Premier League, so a long time coming for you. So I hope you celebrated that one. Maria T, how do you know the spirit's relationship to the sitter during a reading? Sometimes I just know, but most of the time I am not sure. I again, like you, I just know. And what you've got to remember is I teach quite a lot of mediumship, so my apologies. I've got to have a quick drink. I've been talking quite a lot already. What you've got to remember is that if your evidence is solid, like really, really solid, and I always use my sister as the example. If someone said to me, I have an 18-year-old girl here, and she absolutely loves going out. She loves a party, great personality, and there's a closeness to you. I don't need you to say that you have my sister. I know who you've got through your expression. Now, if you are someone that's doing mediumship, and you're saying things like, I have an old lady here, and she's kind of motherly. You know, maybe she looked after you, maybe she didn't. I'm not quite sure, but she's somewhere between 50 and 90, and she's got grey hair, and it's about this long. Then the evidence is weak, and therefore you're going to need to dial that in, and it's at those times that you will know who you've got. So I think always rely on the evidence, not on demands, on what you want from the spirit world. Spirit world are more than just a format, you know, age, sex, relationship, passing condition, occupation. People's stories are much more in depth than that, and if you focus more on that area, I think you will start to let go of the desire that you hold for pinpointing the relationship. You know, there are times where you just can straight away go, I know I've got your dad here, so you would understand your dad's in the spirit world. Yes, let me prove it to you. And now dad makes me aware of bum. Yeah, that's nice, but other times it's just not required. So I think you're maybe putting a little bit too much emphasis on what you want from the communication. And another way, if you want to get better at it, what I do is I've done like a working with spirit kind of meditation that's available now for purchase from people, and that I really don't mean that to be like a plug. I only done it because people were asking for it. But within within a room, within the corridor that I suggest within that audio file. It is that you can have rooms for any reason, and what I was doing early on in my development was I would have a room for things like relationship. So the spirit world would help me by walking in a person that would be a mum, then a mother-in-law, then a stepmom, then a guardian that raised them like a mum, and then a dad, a father-in-law, someone that like a stepdad, and then I would go through these motions to get a reference point, my mediumship to understand, and then take it out into the mediumship world when I feel that I was capable. And that's why I did that corridor audio file for people. And I give you a couple of ideas of what to use in that audio file. But actually, there's a door for anything. Go away and practice it that way. So, you know, if you really want to mechanically get the information, then you know I do recommend that audio file. You just got to see Carol to get your hands on that. That would be the way I would do it. That's why I developed that audio. But no, I worry that sounds like a plug, and it's really a plug. The moon merm. Oh, it just jumped a lot. Or you lot are getting busy. I better speak. Right, the Moon Mermaid. Prior to a reading, do the communicators start giving you evidence? Days or more before the reading. Is this possible? Thanks, Charlie. Yes. Yes is the answer. And the way that I work, that's me, by the way. So I can do a demonstration early, before it's taken place. And what happens, I think, if I draw this out correctly, let's say I'm going to do 6 communicators in a demonstration. What will happen is in my auric field, I think the role of the guide, spirit world, through this blending there, that's where it'll take place. It is instructing the communicators on how their medium works. So if you're a medium that says, I have a lady here, and I know she's from mum's side of the family because she joins me from the left, then your guide would have to instruct the communicator that's about to use the medium that don't go in on the right hand side, because if you do that, he's going to say you're from dad's side of the family, and you're not from dad's side of the family. You need to walk round and go in from the left. So I think the blending days before, hours before, a week before, whatever, is necessary so they understand how the medium is going to express. I think that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. So if it doesn't make sense, I will try another way for you at the bottom. Who asked that? The Moon Mermaid. So just let me know if you understand what it is I'm saying. Ali, how do you deal with people that are consider? How do you deal with people that are consider people like you as fraud? How do I deal with people that consider me a fraud? I don't have to deal with them. It's if it's not for them, they tend not to make themselves known in my world. You know, and this you know, there are frauds out there, unfortunately. That's no different from carpentry or electronics. There are people that are cowboys at their work. They dupe their custom, and mediumship is no different. You know, my evidence usually speaks for itself. So I just let them go about their day, and I go about my day. I don't invite any trouble. And I'm not really in for the trouble, you know. If they're gonna give me it, then I'm gonna be a bit of a fool to bite, because to the believer, no evidence is required. Skeptic, no evidence is enough. So it's a pointless argument. Miss you on YouTube. I'm back. It's just I've been, hopefully the chat will let you know, but hopefully a few of you have been on the classes. But I have been doing so many classes, and it's one of them. It's one of them. I've just got to balance the schedule. It seems like this is going to be a way of life for a little while now, and I just need to find a better balance for it. So I'll be back. I'm just going to do some videos indoors. Every time I've got a day where I can get outside to do one, it's rained or something like that. Something's come up, so I'm just going to grab the camera and just do them around the house again. And I'm sure you guys, don't matter where they're from, what room I'm in or anything, it's the content, I imagine. I hope. I hope that's the case. So they'll be back probably in a few days. Actually, another one will be released and out. So, but I appreciate you saying. Deborah, do you sit in the power before giving a reading or class, or are you able to simply connect straight away without the need to sit in the power first? No, I don't. I need to explain that a little bit though, Deb, or Deborah. I don't know if you like Deb. I get told off, so because your name's Deborah, I'm calling you Deborah. So, Deborah, I think if you believe you need to sit in the power or still your mind or have 10 minutes with the spirit world prior to a reading, prior to any kind of activity of communication, then you need it because you believe that you need it. But the same power goes to someone like me that I know I don't need it. The spirit world are omnipresent. That's in the spiritual philosophy. It's everywhere, here and now. Therefore, I know I can connect my mind to it here and now. So, simple answer is no. Thank you for your question, though. Oh, I didn't realize I did a video on the relationship, so that's gone into the chat. Moon Mermaid, I think it was, wasn't it? Jane, thanks. No worries. Sarah, hi. Susan, better. Good. Ryla, lol. Patsy's mystical musings. I've been developing for 5 years now. Why is it that when I'm told to give a reading during class, circle, that as soon as I set my intentions to read with someone, I go blank. It's the fear of being wrong. It's you worrying too much. All your efforts and your mind can't sit in the right place. So um, so if we've got the altered state chart, so you've all seen it a million times. 7, 5. Mediumship takes place in the Hertz zone here. You can't even bloody see that. Try and angle that. There you go. So what will happen is that mediumship will be in this part here. So that's Hertz, an altered state. And because you're worrying, what if I get it wrong? What if I can't do it? What if this don't work? Blah, 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 blah. You pull yourself out of gear. Therefore, it is blank because there's no communication taking place. So don't worry. What I recommend, Patsy, is go and make an absolute fool of yourself. Go and be an absolute idiot and really mess it up and really get it wrong. And what will happen is that need to be good or to look good or all of that kind of stuff, whatever form it is, will go away. So in blunt terms, we address that egotistical part of our brain because we don't care whether we get it right or wrong. Now you can sit in the right space and you won't be blank anymore. So that would be the easiest way to deal with that. Kevin. So good evening, Kevin. I've seen you on a few of the videos lately. I think I answered some of your comments, but you've had some nice comments on the videos, so I appreciate you. But let's get to your question. What are your thoughts on getting downloads? I get the sudden massive ear popping or loud burst of ringing in one ear. Is it spirit or is it my imagination? I stopped to tune in, but then sides. I use the term I download, so I don't see why not. If it's your way of working, when we go to the spirit world, when the intention goes to the spirit here, in that instance, all their information, their entire story is done in a moment. It's there immediately. And then what we've got is a package. Can you see that? Yeah, we've got a package, and then we decipher this package in the way that we have learned mediumship. Decipher it for the end result. And some of you would have learned mediumship as, what's your name? What's your age? How did you pass? You know, who are you? You know, all that kind of stuff, and so you will decipher that information in that way. I try. I'm not saying I'm right, but I try to decipher it in the best way possible. What's your story? And then I try to unravel this story that they're presenting to me. But it's an immediate download. It's immediate. The rest is my mind getting in the way. So I think yes is the answer there to you, Kevin, if I've read your question correctly. Gaia Force, do you utilize, I think that is colors, yeah, there's an exercise. Do you utilize colors at all during channeling or communicating? I hate the word channeling, so I'm just gonna ignore that bit there. Communicating, yes, absolutely. I've recently done a short class on it. How long was that class? 3-4 hours? 3-4 hours class on color. And I thought it was just to build confidence with them, you know. They all loved it. They absolutely loved it. And they were like, we need more of that. So I'm just being shouted at that there is another one coming up. So yeah, I utilize color. Color holds a lot of information, as the students of that class would have learned. So it's all good. Yes, is the answer there. So you, me, and Spirit has sent me a unicorn and a rainbow. But you obviously have to pay for them little things. I don't know how that works. So thank you. That's that goes into the equivalent of a super chat. So I appreciate the unicorn and the rainbow. Thank you very much. Mona, I'm definitely subscribed. So thank you very much. I don't know what that is. SLB Macy. I feel my spirit guide, but have yet to know who it is. Do you have advice on how to make the connection? I do. So hold on. I have two audio files. One's called the corridor, and one's a guide meditation, specifically looking at your team. So you can get hold of those, and that may help you. But I think there's way too much emphasis on the face or the name of the guide that it actually destroys the link that you're having with the spirit world. So I think if you can, let it go. If you can't let it go, then I've developed two audio files that will that ease your mind into it. What I recommend is whatever you go through in that experience, you take as a truth. Because what will happen is there will be a face or there will be a name, and you'll go, "Am I making that up? I don't know if I did that." And so that's where the problem will begin again. So it's a constant argument. It's a constant argument. But those two audio files will help you if you want. Website for that, is it? Website for that. In the chat as well. So somewhere down there, SLB AC. Thank you for your Merlin Cornwall. Hi, John. Looking good, Charlie. Hi, Carol. Hi, John. I hope you're keeping well. And in your part of the world, hopefully I will see you sometime soon. I just had to cancel my Paynton yearly excursion down to your part of the world due to current climate, but they're looking to reschedule it. So I will definitely be down there at some point and really look forward to catching up with you. I hope you're well. You, me, and spirit. I started saying before my readings, give it to me and I will say it. What a difference that has made in my readings. And it's almost like I've been saying that to you, me, and spirit for about 18 months. Almost like it's that easy, just ask, just do it. And here you are confirming just how easy that was. Shocker. I'm glad it's working for you. Angel, hi you Angel. Hi Charlie, I am at the point where I am needing to fund the development classes I am taking. What do you think is appropriate to start charging a small fee to the public? It depends completely where you are, Angel, in the world. So what I did initially was just do a donation basis. There is no cap, there's no limit, and if they're happy with their read and they give you $10, then $10 is good. Other times you'll have a day where someone will think it's really good and they'll give you $500. That way you'll find the balance there. What you'll find if you make a note of it, you'll find like this very regular donation coming in. Maybe it's 20, 30, 50, 90, 100, whatever it is. And then once you've done that for about a year, that's what you set it at. That would be the way to do that. I totally understand what you mean, Angel. I was very, very fortunate throughout my development. Someone picked me up along the way, and they helped me with my tuition costs. They've always asked me to promise them that I would never release the person that did that. So I will never mention the name of that person. And they have no affiliation with mediumship or anything. It was just a kind deed where they put me through my development because I couldn't afford it. So forever grateful to that person. But I completely understand where you're at with that. Obviously, if I can help in any aspect there, Angel, I will do. I absolutely will. So cool, Daniel. Oh wow, thank you so much. I've had hard time finding good materials on automatic writing. There is a video. If you can watch the dubbed version, if you're watching this, you'll be able to watch the dubbed version. It's called Nosala. I'll put it in the chat now. And that's a video on Chico Xavier. So it's obviously Portuguese, but dubbed or subtitled back into English. Again, a very restrictive way, so take it with a pinch of salt. But the story in itself is a wonderful story. So maybe have a look. Now, my internet is telling me that you're going to be getting problems again. It's just flashed up, so my apologies, but hopefully it will correct itself in a moment. We'll see. But as long as you keep the audio, that's all good. Gaia, rituals focus the mind if it is needed. They also build off of past energies. Past energies can only hold value in your auric field if you give it permission. So that your auric field is your responsibility, and whatever you allow into this auric field will then be of permission basis. So in my world, I don't allow past issues to come and haunt me or affect me because I can't change those. And so that is something that won't happen to me. But if you give it the power, then it can absolutely be an issue. Rituals can give focus, a little bit too much focus, in my opinion. If you're focusing on a bench or on a canoe going to meet a guide in a cave, and the cave ain't quite clear, all your attention is on the cave or the guide, and the actual process of sitting in said area zone of the altered state will then be hindered because of the focus that you are paying attention to, if that makes sense. Rosie, hi Rosie. Is there a way to practice feeling the difference between spirit and me? If I go to say info from them wrong, they stop me, but in my mind adds on bits. But let me go ahead and say how I learn the difference. You learn by making the mistake, Rosie. That's why I have always encouraged the students to get it wrong, because we're going to learn from that. And because this learning process, it will be an area that you don't want to go back to. You'll look for the markers. That happened to me last time. I'm not making that mistake again, and therefore you learn from it. So make the mistake. Make the mistake. Nikki, can you discuss sitting in the power and calling in the power, please? Can I discuss it? I can. Too many people put way too much emphasis onto this. It's an intent. So as I set my time aside, let's say I don't even know what the day is. Monday. Let's say tomorrow at 7 p.m. in whatever part of the world you are, 7 p.m. I'm going to sit with the intention of the spirit world. So the idea is that the moment my intention goes there, I allow that to influence my mind. After a number of weeks of doing that, it becomes very, very clear, because you know what you're doing. This is very familiar. Early stages, the mind is a little bit busy. Did I turn the gas off? Did I shut the window? Did I lock the door? Did I? You need to learn to focus the mind on the intention to the spirit, and the spirit to join you. It's not that they will never join you or they can't join you. It's omnipresent. They are here now every minute of every day. So it is just the intention for them to come and join you in your set time. So if that's before a sitting, or a ritual like once a week, twice a week, whatever it'll be, then they will join you. And it's just to give you that focus. Feeling wise will be entirely down to the individual. Some will feel it vibrant, hot, cold, whatever it'll be, will be unique to the individual, because you wonderful people are all unique in every aspect. So that relationship that you are learning to build with them is that of sitting in the power. You're building the relationship you have with this and your team or your guide or your gatekeeper, whatever term you want. That's what you're building the relationship. I hope that makes sense, Nikki. It's still saying that you're receiving buffering, so my apologies at the moment. I don't know what to do about that. It's got to be the internet or YouTube. So everything else is running very smoothly. My consoles are saying. Daniel, you seem to have some knowledge about automatic writing. I apologize for asking another question, but would you be willing to explain a little bit of how to go about it? Thank you so much. Don't apologize for asking questions, Daniel. That's the whole point of doing the Q&A. So the process of automatic writing is getting into getting the relationship built up, and what we're trying to do is get our mind. Can you see that low? Write this out a little bit better for you. 7. So here, from here to here is an altered state. Anything under 27 is an altered state. But we start to recognize them more. So here being inspiration, this area being mediumship, and this area being entrancement, trance. The Americans in the group, you may understand that as channeling. So it's the brain function, what state we're in. So this will be your normal waking day, and just under 5 down here near 4 will be sleep. So this would be the beta, the alpha, the theta, the delta states within your mind here. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to be in an altered state enough for them to do it. So you need to get comfortable with holding the pen on the paper and just letting it take hold. Let it run itself. Now it will be maybe weeks, months, possibly years of nonsense, just scribbling or whatever. But patience is key. Just to keep practicing it, and eventually you'll be in an altered enough state without the idea of what are they going to write, what are they going to do, how are they going to do it. You lose the expectation. It's just my time with spirit. What do you want to write? It's going to be that kind of natural. And once you get your altered state enough with this relationship, then the unfoldment of the automatic writing can take place, which would be a wonderful aspect of mediumship if you developed it. But it's not going to happen overnight, Daniel. It's not. So don't beat yourself up. It could take many years. Some more videos in the links there. You, me, and Spirit had discussions on made to order mediumship with other mediums. Usually, it's how you can't guarantee. How is it essential to be psychic? How it can you discuss? I can discuss it, but not many people will agree with me. So I am yet to fail at a communication to order. My philosophy is that it is omnipresent. So where you are, your spirit people are. And therefore, I've just got to attune my mind to go grab the one that you want. So I will guarantee going to get the one that you want. People will say, you can't do it. You can't do that, Charlie. You can't guarantee it. Yes, I can, because it hasn't failed. Therefore, I can guarantee it. Until it fails, then I can't. And the possibility of that failing is only down to me and my mind not being clear enough. So I don't care what they say. I don't care what the book says or what the rules say. I don't care, because I do it. You can't tell someone they can't do it while they're doing it, and I do it. So I will guarantee the communicator. A lot of my clientele that come to see me because all the other mediums are bringing in their baking nanas, or the nanas that they never met, or an old school friend that they knew 45 years ago, but they haven't heard from their son or their daughter. Hold on, I'll go get your son and daughter, and then I'll go and do it through the communication. It can't be through the psychic if I'm evidentially proving it. It's superficial stuff, absolutely. She's got blonde hair, he's got dark hair, he stands about 6 foot. If I'm building the essence and the character through the communication, and my client is agreeing with me on very intimate terms, very evidential statements that I'm giving, then it can't be from the psychic. It can't be. I'm asking the question, I'm receiving the answer, I'm proving the communication is taking place. But the majority that you will find in the community, you, me, and spirit, is that they'll say that you can't do it, it's psychic. But my argument is you can't say that to me because I do it. I prove it time and time again. So it will be a lifelong argument in my lifetime anyway. My friend Schmieder, sometimes I don't want to sit in circle but feel guilty about missing it. Should I push myself? It's up to you, my friend Schmieder. It's entirely up to you. I mean, they don't feel guilty. That's a human aspect. So you're not letting anyone down or anything like that. If you feel the need to push yourself, then absolutely push yourself. That's what I did. I was someone like that. I'd push myself to the absolute limit in everything I do, in everything. But that's my personality. It's who I am. It's the way I'm made. So if you are like that, then push yourself, and we'll see what the results are. If you want to take a day off, take a day off. If you feel bad for it, offer the apology, offer the reasoning behind needing the day off. I promise you, they won't mind. They don't have the human traits that people think they have. It's consciousness, not human beings. If that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. I've just got to open this back door. I am melting now. I'm under this light here, and it's cooking me. So just give me one moment so I can get a breath of. And there we go. So the video should be better now. The internet's telling me that everything's okay for the time being. So again, my apologies. I'll try and work out what the problem is after the live stream. Where was we? Down there, there's a load of videos gone into the chat. Am I at the bottom? No. Nowhere near. It just froze. That's all it was. Oh. Maria T, great answer. Thank you. I was a sitter for a practice reading one time. The medium got my father, but she said grandfather. I got all confused later I figured it out. Yeah, it's not really your job to figure it out as a sitter. We need to bear that in mind. And it is, but it's a practice sitting. I mean, it's going to go wrong. That's why they're practicing. That's what they're there. They're there to learn their craft and their expression. And sometimes that does go wrong. But their evidence led you on to the right person. Then that's a good thing, really. So, but it's practice. That's what it is. That's what it's all about. Heather says, I have spirits coming to me often at night. Should I talk to them and help them, or only let in familiars and ones I'm trying to connect? It's again, without offending you in any way, Heather, I don't mean to cause any kind of offence. But you're allowing them in at night. It's not like they don't turn up during the day. It's like it's a common myth that the spirit world for some reason are nocturnal. They only come out at night. They're there during the day. They're there at all times. So your conscious mind is now relaxed and maybe looking for the spirit world to come in at night. Therefore, you are finding it. Whatever you think, you are right. There it is. So I'm not so sure about familiar ones and ones trying to connect. In my spare time, which is not a lot, but in my spare time, my mind is not going to the spirit world. I've got a life to lead and live, and in my quiet time, I'm not looking for the spirit world. So I don't get random. I don't get spirits coming to chat to me because it's my time. When my time is set aside, circle. A particular evening, whatever it is, that time is set aside for spirit communication, then at that point you come and see me. And I always liken that to something like a front door. Imagine the front door of your property, and at 2 a.m. some nutter just comes banging on your door. And every time you go down and open it and someone's just stood there saying nothing. That would be weird, wouldn't it? Proper weird. So I'm going to open that door and say, tell him, what you doing banging on my door at 2 a.m. in the morning? You better do one. And that's exactly how I treat it with the spirit world door. You know, I'm not banging their door, they're not banging my door. We've got this set time, and we go about it that way. It's a discipline within my mediumship. So again, I really don't mean if I've offended you, but just don't look for it. It's easier said than done. I understand, because you're more relaxed and this curiosity and the magic that goes with a spiritual journey. But you've also got to get good sleep, and you've also got to be rested, or it falls under the banner of delusional, basket case, nutter, and what we have to do as mediums, credible mediums, is be relatable to a general public. And if we talk about some of the things that maybe we experience, we lose that credibility, therefore we lose relatability, and it will be the realm that it's in now, mocked, ridicule. So we have to be careful, and discipline will help that. Mona, I don't like the rituals either. I found it difficult to do expansion visualization. I just shift, so to speak, in awareness. Many in my area disagree and emphasize the importance of grounding. No, not at all. I would have a lot of discussion in your, what have you called it, area. I'd have a lot of discussion. I would demonstrate past what they are saying. It's always for the safety of the mind, not safety as in you're gonna be harmed, but for you to express. So if you are at your most comfortable while in an area, you will then express. A grounding and opening is an intention for this to take place here. And that's all it does. The grounding means I'm severing the link. So, and the way I do that is, I'm done today, you need to leave me alone. That's a grounding. So again, it's just a ritual. Oh, I've got another one of them funny little, what are they? What are they called? I don't know what they're called. They're like bits, which emojis. That's probably what it is. Emojis. So I've got that from my friend Shmida. So thank you very much for the. Oh, you're saying thanks in that emoji as well. Cool. Thanks very much. Those. Oh, I'm gonna mess this name up. Syra. I hope I've pronounced that right, Syra. Hi Charlie, new to your channel. Thank you for doing the live Q&A. No problem at all. That bit of paper just like scarpered across the floor there. There's a big old breeze coming in there. It's cooling down, so. Vicky, great classes. Thank you, Charlie and Carol. Is that Vicky from class, is it? Cool. Thanks for joining us, Vicky. I hope you're enjoying. Harold Coleman Jr. How do I close down? Thank you. I think I literally just answered that before I read your question there, Harold. It's just the thought process. You don't need to close down. You can't close down. If you start closing down chakras, you're going to die, mate. That's the end result. You can't. So just move your attention somewhere else. So I'm someone that likes gaming. I love Call of Duty, for example. I hop on Call of Duty when I'm done with my spiritual work. Why? Because all my attention is on the game. All my attention, like even my surroundings get blanked out because my attention needs to be on the detail of the game that I am playing. So that's just the closing down process. Occupy your mind with something other than the spirit world or the communicators or communicator, and that very process is a close down. That simple, mate. That's it. You have been educated that it's much more difficult than that, or an importance to it. That's an education. It's not correct to the education. Deborah, thank you so much, Charlie. Much appreciated. You are much appreciated, Deborah, for asking the question. All good. Susan, are these videos on your website? They're on the YouTube channel, Susan, Medium Charlie Kelly. Just punch that in the search bar of YouTube, and you will find my little profile picture. And then I don't know how many videos are there now. I will be able to find out, but oh, I won't. I have no idea now. It should tell you. There's hundreds of videos. It's there. Just punch it in the search bar and you'll find it there. Edward's message was retracted. Can I see why it was retracted? Is it naughty? Oh, okay. No, just reloaded. Go back and find. Put me back to the start. I just read that. Thank you, emoji. Your emoji saved me there. No, that's it. Cool. Mona, absolutely love your outdoor videos. Getting the very best of both worlds. I love the outdoors as well, but right now our weather is proper playing up. I don't know what it's doing, and every time I go out with it, it rains or the wind has been exceptionally strong. I've got a dead cat for the mic. I don't mean a literal dead cat. For you that don't know about what a dead cat is, it's just a furry thing that goes over the mic. They're called dead cats. I don't know why. But the equipment's just so expensive that I don't want to run the risk of rain getting on the sensors or anything like that. It's just costs too much. So someone will have to be in. Paris says, so you are reading the next flag on the blueprint. What if they choose to divert? Then would the reading be off? The reading would be off for a period of time. Did I not discuss this with you recently? So if these flags are here, let's say you achieve this one, you achieve this one, you achieve this one, but this one you divert, then it will just come back round. This is where the lessons will be learned, but this will keep repeating until you address it. Just it will keep presenting itself. The lesson will keep presenting itself. It is the simplest way. So you can't divert. Can't divert. It will keep repeating until dealt with. Sounds harsh, but it's not all unicorns and rainbows. Not all love and light. It's a journey. It's a school. Here to learn. And if you're not learning, then it'll just keep presenting itself for you to learn. So, for example, if we told them they would change career, but then they choose not to, then it would make the info wrong. It would make it wrong at the time, yes. But I absolutely assure you that if you bumped into that person 5, 10, 15 years later, their career would have been changed, and they just haven't informed you of it. It would at the time, and it's why you don't see no seers, why no one's doing them, because a lot of the questions that people are asking is, when am I getting a new man? When am I getting a new woman? When am I going to get more money? That kind of stuff. And so it's kind of commercialized in effect for that style of reading. So there's no good seers, not publicly. Jane says, what do you think the point of mediumship is? Proof of eternal life, healing. I feel people want more psychic things about their life. I'm a rubbish psychic and I don't like going psychic. I don't like psychic and I don't like going psychic either. I think it's the understanding of an eternal progress, and healing. helping those that have lost what they think is forever, and showing them that it's not forever. I think it's proving there's more. I think there's a much bigger underlying reason also. If I let's say Jane, just for the purpose of the story, that mum is in the spirit world and you're just an average person from outside. You come to me for a reading and I prove to you through the evidence that I'm giving you that mum is here, wants to have a chat with you, here's her evidence, and so on and so forth, and we conduct a reading. You should leave thinking, oh my God, we go on. We definitely carry on. I've helped remove the doubt that there is life after life. But more importantly, meaning, so everything I think, say, or do is actually accountable. So it all has purpose. It all has meaning. And in that very idea, that should change everything about the person that you are. Everything. Because everything you think, say, and do, motive, integrity, and ethics are accountable. And that for me was like, oh my God, I'm in a lot of trouble. I need to start being, and hence my mission, my decade mission so far, to help as many people as I possibly can. Because I now know that. I now know that everything is accountable. You, me, and Spirit. I just gave him unicorns and rainbows so I can hear Charlie say that he appreciates the unicorns and rainbows. And I can't believe I read that out. Damn you. SLB Macy, thank you. No problem at all. Donna sent in a... Is that a super chat, Donna? I didn't see that. My apologies. Did you have a question with it? No, just a kind donation. So thank you very much for your kind donation. Charlie and Carol, you're solid gold. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Debs says that Debs Sutton. Have you changed your name? There you go. So it is Deb. I call you Deb. Cool. Thanks for the prompt to change my YouTube channel name. Done. Do you think we have a mediumship guide? Another guide for this, another guide for that, etc. I think if we look at it like, let's say I'm on like this this live stream, and my tap explodes. It explodes. Water is spraying everywhere. Touch wood. Can you hear that? That's me banging wood. Touch wood. That don't happen now. I'm not going to ring a bricklayer to come and fix that. I'm not going to get an electrician to come and fix that. I'm going to get a plumber to fix that. So I like to think that the person I am and my thoughts and intentions that go out to a team. I think I have a team. I'm not someone that thinks I have a guide. I think, rather than draw arms and legs, I'll just draw them as heads, okay? I think this grows as I grow. And then that they think to their conscious level and reaching more and more and more and more with growth and understanding. So I think my mediumship demonstrator is someone in particular. So Charlie, the demonstrating medium, I have a guide, for a word there, a relationship with a spirit person there that is best at that for me. When I'm looking at my trance work, that would be somewhere completely different, and I have the influence or the idea of someone else being there because they are better maybe in that field than the other one that I was working with. Philosophy, writing, whatever, just this influx of information and growth as I grow. I hope I've made sense there, Dev. But thank you, Charlie and Kelly, for all you do. I'm not sure that was meant to read that, but I totally understand what you're saying there, Angel. So thank you very much. Sarah Joe, when I'm so relaxed, ready to sleep, the other day, Spirit showed me a car driving on the road, but just can't get it when I'm awake. Feel like giving up, but I'm being pulled to get at it. It's because you're in a relaxed state. And the problem is that I see a lot of students of mediumship doing is that they try so hard. I'm trying so hard. Why can't I do this? And then the frustration level burst through the roof, and that's it. I've had enough. I want to give up, and all that kind of stuff. I assure you, you are making it much, much harder than it is. You're expecting like a mist or this clear image, and I'm in a trance and I can watch it like a video. It's an expression. I'll do it here. As I move my mind to a communicator through the blending technique intention of the, I will go through a sensory experience: sight, smelling, tasting, hearing, feeling, and all I have to learn the language that goes with that sensory experience. So when I get good at expressing what I'm going through the sensory experience, the client that I'm offering it to start to say yes a lot because I'm learning the language. Imagine trying to learn French. At no point have you ever taken 2 classes and become fluent French, fluent German, or fluent Italian. You've never done that. No one ever has ever done that. It takes a while to learn the basis of said language. And then usually the people that are serious about that language either live in that country or spend a lot of time in that country to understand the localized use of said language. This is energy that we're downloading and we're learning to express it. It's a language of energy. It's gonna take time. It's gonna take a lot of time to understand the localized way of using it. And to do that, you're gonna get it wrong. You're gonna make mistakes. But you are most definitely looking too hard for it. So you have to, if I know my intention is with the spirit world, I know it's there, I'm not distracted, I'm with the spirit world, then I have to speak, express the experience that I'm sharing. And that is when it will start to get good. That jumped a lot there. Yeah, you mean spirit. Can you do a video on personal development? You have mentioned about how so much of spiritual can be less than spiritual, and this seems to be based mostly personal development. I'm not sure I understand what you mean. So I know who you are, you mean spirit. So if you inbox me what you want done, if I can do it, I'll do it. I've got no problem. But I've got a clear understanding of what it is that you're asking me. But yeah, then I'll do it. I'll do it for you. Tanya, how do you get the exact one they wish to speak to? Is it specific question they ask? What is your process? Just found you. Awesome. No problem at all. Put it this way. It's much easier to look at it from the other side. It's just easier that way. So here I am on Earth. This is me and all my people, all my friends and all my buddies. You know, this is me, and we've got a medium. Got a medium here, and I am coming to see the medium. Would it not make sense that my sister would go, "Yay, he's come to have a chat. Come to have a chat. I've just got to get across to this medium that I'm here to let him know." So I do it that way. I think of it that way. Why wouldn't she be there? Why wouldn't she turn up? It's not like she's busy. It's not like she's got something else to be doing. Why wouldn't she be there? So with that understanding in my head, I just got to find them. So bang, I'm waiting. I'm waiting to hear from my mum. Your mum, no problems. Let me put the call out. Mum, where are you? And what I'm saying is, find mum, and it's omnipresent. Spirit is omnipresent. She's here somewhere because it's everywhere. Found ya. Now I can give it off. There you go. And away I go. Much, much easier than you think. What is a spiritual reading? Cheers, Lee. So Paris is sitting with mum. So Lee, what is a spiritual reading? A spiritual reading is usually something that isn't so evidence-based. It's usually on things that are subjective. So, you know, like I've got mum here, and, you know, mum makes me aware that she really loved you. She loved you a lot. There's no evidence for that. It's just a statement. It's almost a throwaway statement. She loved you a lot. An evidential reading would be the evidence that supported that statement. So I know your mum loved you a lot, and she makes me aware that she did this, that, and the other for you. Demonstrate that love, becoming evidence. Spiritual is the lovey, lighty kind of approach to it. Rarely containing a lot of evidence. Kevin, any suggestions on how to get other connections outside of the usual ones? Parents, grandparents, just keep asking others to step forward till they do. Yeah, there is a way you can do it. So I run that class the other day, right? I banned people from class the other day, didn't I? You can. So I was aware that in one of my classes everyone was going for like nanas and granddads, and so I just said, right, spirit world, do not bring nanas and granddads forward. No nanas and granddads today. And it's not me being an idiot and saying, right, I'm in control here, blah blah blah. You got to remember that my ethic or my integrity for mediumship is to teach quality. And that's my whole essence. That's what I want from it. So with that, I say, look, to the spirit world, I really want to help educate these people that they can do better than that. That there's more to the spirit world other than nanas and granddads. Can we just hold them back and make them look for someone else? And so you can do that. You can put a restriction on, and they will fulfill it. Kevin, that's how I would do it. Yeah, you've got to bear in mind. Let's say you're the medium. Let's take that one. You're the medium, and I'm the client here. And as you reach for the spirit world, this will be the spokesperson. Really controversial what I'm about to say. Really controversial. So I'm gonna watch my numbers, see if they go down. The spirit world are not deciding who steps forward. They are not deciding. It's that is down to the mind that the medium can hold. So I'm your client, and the likelihood is the person I know the most in the spirit world is my 18-year-old sister, and yet she rarely turns up, and that has to be to the restriction of the medium's mind finding 18-year-old sister. Now find my 87-year-old nana, my 78-year-old nana, my granddad that I didn't meet, my 65-year-old other granddad, you know, my uncles, my aunties. They'll find them ones free because they're old, they're grey-haired, they've had a life. Rarely the 18-year-old girl, rarely. And so the spirit world cannot be saying, you step forward today. It has to be to the restriction of the medium mind on what it can find, or the safety of the mind. So if your name, Kevin, let's say, I'm not saying this is the case, Kevin, but let's say you put your mind to the spirit world and you're aware of an 87-year-old lady or an 18-year-old girl. In your head, you may be going, the likelihood is the old lady's right. I'm going to go with the old lady because I'll be right. I will look good. I will be successful at this reading. The wobble could be, I've got an 18-year-old girl here, and I go, no idea who you're talking about. That is then you going, I'm just going to take the easier one. Go down. If that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. That's what's happening. So ban them, in effect. Put a restriction on. No nanas and granddads today. and your mind will grow used to the idea of finding all shapes and sizes. Daniel, thank you so much. I've never really had any issues with dealing with expectations. For some reason, when I start a session, automatic writing, my mind just goes blank and things happen. Just carry on that pathway, Daniel. That's not so normal. A lot of people have to develop that, so just crack on doing it that way, and I'm sure the results will follow in due course. Yeah, it seems to work, so don't change it. That's perfect. You mean Spirit, do you think training for mental mediumship is better before you train for trance? I know trance can enhance mental mediumship, but can you do trance without ever knowing how to evidential? I know trance mediumships that are better trance mediumships than they are evidential mediums. Um, So I think you're drawn. I think you're drawn to it. Now, if we take all the windows of opportunities that we've got here, I mean, we've got Daniel talking about automatic writing. We've got another person talking about channeling. You'll have me talking about trance, mental mediumship. You've got physical mediumship. You've got healing mediumship. You've got trance healing mediumship. I think be drawn to your area. The areas are so vast in each segment that if you try to do them all, you will what is it? A jack of all trades but a master of none, meaning you're just generic, you're just average. So I think focus on the one that you are more drawn to, more inspired to, more you know, and dabble in other areas by all means, but you know let's say like take it as another relatable one. Let's say you like I'll use me. Let's say I like soccer, football for the UK, soccer for the US. I love soccer. I absolutely love it. I loved playing it. I loved being part of it. I love watching it. All that kind of stuff. Um, but what you're asking me is that it's like a ball. It's just like a ball. So I can play golf. I can play baseball. I can play cricket. I can play whatever involves a ball. I can try and play them all, but I won't be good at one of them. If I focus all my attention to the soccer, then I'm going to be good at soccer, not just all ball games. And that's kind of what happens with mediumship. You know, some people love tarot and they love the crystals, and they love the ribbons, and they love a bit of healing, they love a bit of trance, and they love a little bit of mental mediumship, but really they're not great in any area. They think they're great in all areas, but they're not really. Because while they've been dabbling in other areas, we've all been honing in the detail in one area. So in my opinion, I do like the idea of trance enhancing mediumship. I like the idea because it makes you comfortable in the energy. Is it required? Is it really, really beneficial? The argument's out, isn't it? So, for my two pennies worth, I think it helps you hold the power better. Is it required? I'm not so sure. I don't think so. Patsy's mystical musings. I went to a medium and she told me my dad was there but didn't want to talk to me as I wasn't there at the end of his life, which is which I was. Why would a medium say such a thing? I have no idea why a medium would say such a thing. Very, very damaging, very, very unethical. It sounds to me like very poor mediumship. So I can't excuse that person for doing that. I don't know what was going on in their head when they said that. That is absolutely, definitely, 100% would not come from my mediumship or the spirit world that I know. Oh, that name. So welcome back. Yeah, I'm just gonna say triangle. I know. I'm so sorry. Please explain the difference between Chico Xavier's automatic writing does through trance state, and a medium does what the recipient is absent during the communication, and no prior information about the recipient or their loved one is known to the types up to 5 to 10 pages of information given by a communicator. Would you not consider this automatic writing because of trance, and would you think it's a good way to work? The difference between Shiko and one with the client not being there, I'm not sure there is much of a difference, to be honest with you. If the altered state's right and you're joined by a spirit person, then the communication is taking place through the tool of a pen, through the tool of the mind of a medium and a pen. Whether that recipient is there or not, if they're working with the mum of the person that's coming, or they're working with the mum of the person in front of us, the mechanic is identical. It can't be done another way. So I would say there's no difference there. Again, it will be down to the quality of the medium. And Shiko would have them queued up outside waiting, and as they entered, their person would step forward and then take the pen and write away. The ones that are doing it without the recipient there are just doing it because the connection is still made. The connection is the person. I'm not sure there is much of a difference there, Triangle. Mechanically, I'm not sure there is much of a difference. Again, it'll always be down to the quality of the individual and their mediumship. You couldn't compare Shiko to another automatic writer the same way you can't compare Charlie with another mental medium, because my relationship is unique, the way that other person's relationship is unique. Mechanically, it's all the same. It's the relationship that we develop that is different, if I've understood that correctly. Let me know if I haven't understood that correctly, and I'll try and I'll try again. Oh man, that jumps a lot. Paris, okay, got it. Thanks, thanks. No worries. You mean spirit? Does your spirit team tell you to do things? I have heard mediums and non-mediums say spirit telling them to do X, Y, and Z, or Z for the UK. Even in my reading, spirit tells the person what to do, nor does my team. Spirit world can't tell you to do anything. And they would never tell you to do anything. It's again, it's a human trait that is put onto the spirit world. Hence, I go back to the quality of mediumship that's here and now. The spirit world are always there to encourage or guide through. They won't say turn left or you must get, like, you must move, you must sell the house, you must leave them. They don't do that. They don't do that. No, the spirit world I know don't do that. I think that's going to cover that bit there. Yeah, so even if the world of the person that I'm working with is 99.9% negative, their world is caving in. That it is so chaotic that they're at the absolute pits of despair. The spirit world, in the 30 minutes that I'm working with that individual, will focus that entire reading on a 0.01% positive to uplift and ease the burdens of said individual's mind. That's the spirit world I know. God, how am I going to say your name? I don't know how to say this name. What is that? Can you help me? So, Blynum. What, who? Blynum. I'm going to mess that up a million times, Blynum. My apologies. Vida. Oh, it's there. I see it. Vida. Vida or Vida? Vida. I'm saying Vida. Occasionally after a reading, a spirit will communicate with me again with more info for the sitter or to just share with me. Is it best to keep that info to myself or should I contact the sitter again? It's your own mind doing that. That's I'm going to be really, really blunt for you, but it's like you're getting confirmation for yourself. and the only way you're getting confirmation for yourself is to fulfill your own need there. I would never communicate with the communicators after the reading. The story's not mine. It doesn't belong to me. It belongs to the person that's coming. Again, I always make it relatable. Let's say you go to a doctor and you have a very personal issue somewhere on your body. And let's say it requires photographs. How would you feel when you left that room and you forgot your phone or something on the doctor's desk, and you walk back in and they're looking at said photos? How would that make you feel? And that is why I don't continue a communication with them. It's too personal. It's not for me. I'm just a voice of that person for that moment. And once they've gone, they're gone. Away you go. I move on. So not for me. And I definitely wouldn't contact them. Let's say you've done an amazing reading throughout. Yes. And then you carry on the communication once they have gone, and then you contact that that recipient again with more information, and they say no. Everything that you did before that was all yeses, you've just undone and depowered. You've just removed the magic because you got a no at the end after the reading. It's not worth the risk. So I would just get rid of them. I wouldn't do it. In my opinion, again, I mean, no one here is saying I'm right except me. So Sarah Joe, thank you. I can do it. The other day I said I'm going spirit world, and this person made me feel really sick. Couldn't feel them, no, but yeah, I'm definitely working hard. Feeling sick can just be, what does the sickness feel like? It could be an expression. There will be something for it, you know. There will be something in it. It could also be the blending technique. So you could feel sick from like a motion sickness. If you're highly sensitive to motion, like myself, if I'm in a car for more than 5 minutes as a passenger, I'm ready to pull over. That's me. So this blending technique at first made me feel sick because two energies becoming one, which gave me a little bit of a like rocking boat motion. And because of that, I felt sick. It could be that. Where? Vida, yeah. Paris. So it's not a soul to soul reading then, or what is that? Lee. No, a soul to soul reading is a soul to soul reading. You got to be careful on the terminology that's being used, and this is the problem with the spiritual community in 2020. You know, a medium now will say things like, they won't say like me. I'm just a medium. I'm just a medium. And I will say that I'm a medium. At no point, if it's under my advertising, I have created it myself, or I've got Carol to create it for me. In no words will you see internationally acclaimed, world famous, world renowned, intergalactic, intercontinental, whatever. It's just Medium Charlie Kelly. I don't need all the banners and balloons with it. And what people have done with readings is they're like, I need my own little bit of this pie. What am I going to do? I know, I'll give it another name. So it heightens curiosity. So soul-to-soul reading is psychic, spirit to spirit, my spirit to your spirit. It's a psychic reading, soul to soul, my soul to your soul. It's psychic, it's here to here. I don't care what they say, that's the mechanic. There. Mediumship is the communicator, the third part of the communication. That's it. No, there is no more. But soul to soul, psychic, or seership would fall into it. Seership is different. It's a whole different thing. But what will happen is they will give this a whole new name, a whole new way. So soul to soul reading will be what they will say. It's what your soul wants you to know. That's what they will say to sell it. And the majority, I don't know if I've got those people on this channel. Again, we're about to find out by the viewers. There's never any evidence. They're never any good. So I just think, it's just like a commercial thing for me. Commercial. Stick to evidence. You can't go wrong. You cannot go wrong. If it's evidence, it's evidence. It's job done. Susan, thank you, Carol, for the video. I'll have a listen on replay. Susan, what is the definition between trance mental and trance physical? It's the terminology is wrong there, Susan. So you've either got physical or trance. It's one or the other. Physical is a much it's a whole different mechanic of mediumship. The medium that does the physical will produce physical phenomena. So maybe objects in the room, or objects being gifted to the sitters, or direct voice externally from the medium. That falls into physical mediumship. Trance mediumship is the blending of the medium and a team member. So my trance guide and the mind of the trance guide blends with my mind and speaks through my vessel to an individual or an audience. That's the difference. Tanya, do you use trance? If so, how do you do this? Thanks for your help. A lot of people do trance for communication or philosophy. The majority right now is philosophy. I don't know many. I know of a couple that do communication, but rarely is that communication of the loved one. It'll be via the loved one. So loved one talks to the trance guide relays it through the medium to the sitter. So if your mum is in the spirit world, your mum talks to medium's guide talks to medium talks to you through an entranced state. There are some mediums that will just blend with mum, and mum will speak to you through the trance. Do I use trance? I use it privately. Philosophy, understanding mechanics and philosophy of the spirit. Just privately. For the time being, I don't foresee me ever going public with that. Oh. Yeah. So that's just you doing videos there. Vida, yes. Daniel, what are your thoughts regarding alcohol and spirit communication? I don't like it, Daniel. There's a filter that goes. So if I'm quite a blunt person in private, I don't know if I come across as blunt on camera or direct on camera. I don't know, but in person, I'm quite a blunt individual. If I have alcohol, that magnifies by maybe 10, 15 times. If I think it, I say it. And you see this a lot at family parties, and there's a lot of arguments that break out because of alcohol. It's because that filter goes where you consider someone else's feelings or emotions around a subject. When you've had a drink of alcohol, that filter tends to go away and you speak it, which is when the problem starts. So that with spirit communication, just for me, is no. Just for me. I know people that don't mind doing it. It's not for me. Potentially controversial buckle up alert. Red siren bracket. On the tail end of Patsy's question, I do get many clients that have had previously bad mediumship experiences from other mediums. What percentage of mediums in your experience out there do you think are doing harm or are poor mediums? versus good, high standard mediums. The ratio, you want a ratio. Probably 2-3% good, 97-98% poor, uneducated, causing harm, complete saturation. I mean, I've had people on a live feed. I've had people in one Zoom class, and they've come into that Zoom class and they've either recorded the session, or they've wrote down what I've taught, and then within a month on their Facebook, on their website, they're promoting the exercises that I had just done. Now, I've got no problems with people doing it. The problem I have is, why was I doing the exercise? Do you have the knowledge and the understanding that I have of why I was doing that exercise? To point the student through the problem that they are absolutely going to meet, because I designed it to have a problem there, so they found it, therefore learned through the mistake. And a lot of people don't realize that. A lot of people are like, oh, I like that exercise, let's do that one. I'm going to claim it as my own. And then off they go. And then they'll offer the class, they'll offer, I don't know, guidance or mentoring or all that kind of stuff. And it just devalues mediumship massively, because they needed an ego stroke, or I don't know why. I really don't. I can't get it. I don't get it. I don't understand. So no idea. So I reckon 2 to 3% good quality out there, 98% terrible. And that is controversial. I have absolutely no doubt that that's going to haunt me in my inbox at the end. If not already. Let me check. Not yet. Not yet. Claudia, hello from California. Hello. You've helped me greatly with my abilities. I can't thank you enough. Your no-nonsense approach is refreshing. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate it. Tamara, love that. Cool. Cheryl, good evening. Good evening, Cheryl. Thanks, mate. Lee, no problem, Lee. As always, Lee. Claudia, I can see spirits standing or walking with their loved ones. This is a new occurrence for me. Why is this happening now? Do they want me to do or say something? I don't think they want you to say something. Maybe it's just a better understanding for you in your relationship that you're having with the spirit world. That would help tremendously in a demonstration. So if a person walked in and their mum joined them from the spirit world and walked to their loved one, what a lovely mechanic that you've got there. So it will be for educational purposes. Do not underline, do not approach strangers or people with the people that are walking with them. It's just the way that you are interpreting the energy that surrounds them. Very interested in trance philosophy class, if not public. Food for thought. Sarah Joe, how do you know when you found the open shift to open spirit? How do you know when you found the open shift to open spirit? It's just intention, Sarah. It's just intention. So if you're still here, I don't know if you're still here. Are you still here now? You have to jump on your buttons real quick, or I'm moving on. So, are you still here? Just yes. Hit a letter. Enter. I don't know what the delay is on this. Probably 7 seconds. No. Type here. If you're here. I'm gonna move on. That is a great question. Who is that? I don't know if you're still here. I'd run it with you. Oh yeah, you're here. So intention, spirit. It don't matter what's going on around you. It does not matter what's going on around you. Intention, spirit, and you are aware of a man or a woman, a boy or a girl. You are. You absolutely are. All of you have just done it as well. All of you are doing it right now. Like, oh my God, you are. And now all you have to learn is to express that. Express that so the client says yes. That's it. The expression of, you are aware through feeling or vision, you are aware of a man or a woman with the intention of spirit. Now put the intention of Charlie. Charlie, spirit, there. Man, woman, boy or girl. And you are absolutely, that person has just changed. And it's there. It's that quick. It's that easy. So it's all intention. I absolutely know it's achievable. And I demonstrate that on a very regular basis. So if I can do it, this idiot from Harlow in Essex, if he can do it, then you can all absolutely do it. Tanya, just love your contributions to this society. I'm trying. It's been an effort. It has been an effort. It really has. And I'm going white. You can see I'm going white. I'm getting old. It's taking its toll. Yeah. That's so how do you say that word? Disingenuous. Bad karma. You should get a patent on your a patent on your teachings. Yeah, I understand why. I understand why you would say that. I do understand. I miss triangle. I'm scrolling the wrong screen. Sorry, I'm on 2 monitors. You'll see my eyes going up and down, up and down. I got fed up switching cameras. You'll notice I haven't said it tonight. Oh, okay, I'll just swap camera. I'm on 2 monitors now. Love it. Oh yeah, there you go. My apologies, triangle. I didn't see it as automatic writing because even though the sitter was absent, the medium was still aware of what he was typed up. The medium is known for its typing what it's saying, and there is a chance of some of the interpreted correctly, which is still considered automatic writing. I understand what you're saying. Yeah, I do understand what you're saying. The altered state is the key part here. If they're not in the altered state, then I understand why you're seeing them as 2 completely separate functions. If I'm just sitting here and I go, right, I'm gonna try and do it, then it will be misinterpreted. There will be things that are wrong. It would be on a percentage basis rather than statements because no one's there to verify. In the other one, the person was sitting there. In the Shiko story, the person was there. They could verify everything as they went along. So yes, I understand now, and I clearly read your message incorrectly. That they are 2 different scenarios. I'm not so keen on the latter. Oh, if I was to do it, I want to do it the Shiko way. If I was to do it. My apologies for missing your question there, Triangle. And you did the right thing by punching it in down the bottom. Wait, you missed my question. Go back. Yeah, the likelihood is, Triangle, it will be misinterpreted a huge amount. A huge amount. Susan, oh, that's it. Do you ever see spirits, such as with their family members? From time to time. To see them takes energy. To see them takes energy. And I prefer sometimes to save that energy for another statement. So sometimes I see them. Sometimes it's just a feeling, and it's an experience. Whatever I go through, it's an experience, and it's that experience that I try to use most efficiently. So yeah, sometimes is the answer there, Susan. So where are we? Info, worship your body. How do you stop becoming the 98%? I absolutely love that. I absolutely. it's I don't know why I'm dropping frames. I've just dropped frames, so it'll be looking blocky at the moment. So encoding overloaded. Consider turning down video settings. Not happening. I'll have to look into this afterwards. Yeah. Yeah, hopefully I fix it after. There you go, and it's coming through. So you just have to listen to me at the moment. It's I think it's the internet. I'm getting all the warnings coming up now. How do you stop becoming the 98%? Always look to do more. Always look to do better. And I think that drive in itself would have to be very present throughout your development. If you're ever settling, that's good enough. I'm all right now. I'm good. And you've done like a year development. There's an issue. There's a problem there. So I think always driving for perfection, knowing that perfection cannot be achieved. So I know you're having a bit of a blocky experience or a buffered experience on the video. My apologies. Again, I'll look at it after, see if I can do anything, but it will be the internet or YouTube. Am I at the bottom there? Hey? Still more. Fab, thank you. Done that, yeah. Got your question. Fab, thanks. Susan, can you interpret what you see and feel and blend the story from spirit when you hear and see 4 to 5 words, names, symbols of evidence? Absolutely. Absolutely. When the spirit world are bringing a message in, is that still buffering? They still hear me. Still hear me, someone. My apologies. It's annoying me as well, so I know it's annoying you. I appreciate you sticking around. But when the spirit world, hopefully you can hear me, but when the spirit world are bringing essence love, so usually a medium will say something like, I know they want to say that they love you. That love has an influx of information that comes with it. People are not expressing it fully, and that's where the problems will begin. Can you hear me? Hold on. I will try something. I don't know if I can. Yeah, I'll have to. It's looking like I'm gonna have to round it up if it's going wrong. I'll finish the last of these questions here, but my apologies. Jane says, I gave a friend a reading recently, but I sang it to her. I was aware this was happening. I'm usually quite shy and don't sing in front of people. Why do you think this happened? That could have been evidence in itself, Jane. Maybe you are more confident as singing. You see yourself as someone different. I wouldn't worry too much. I wouldn't worry too much. It's saying it's back. I've got it back. That's no, it's going again. Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about it. I when it becomes more present, I would look into. Heather says, hopefully you can hear me, Heather. Can you explain the clairs? Do you see, hear, smell, feel, just know, all the above? What do you recommend to do to develop more? I have never been trained and don't know where to start. You can use them all, so don't restrict